Mar-A-Lago. There's a photo out of everything laid out. The FBI had time to stage a photo op of these classified documents that were evidently so significant, so dangerous, that they absolutely, positively had, for the first time ever, to raid a sitting president. They put this photo out there. Everybody's going crazy, the blue checks, the left-wingers. To me, this is a sign that this story's over. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a desperate ploy to make the midterms about Donald Trump, because Joe Biden has failed on the border. He's failed on crime. He's failed on inflation. He's failed on COVID. He's failed on Afghanistan, failed on Ukraine. Everything that Joe Biden has touched since he became president has gotten worse. And they are desperate to make the story not Joe Biden and try to shift it onto Trump. The fact that they are staging photo ops inside of Mar-A-Lago is, to me, a sign that this was a political charade, that Merrick Garland overplayed his hand, and this is already an unmitigated disaster for any idea that the Department of Justice was independent or nonpartisan. Okay? So, the big question that I've heard no one answer is, presume that Trump had these documents and they were dangerous and they needed to be seized. That this wasn't just what I believe it is, a dispute with the National Archives over where documents were going to be stored. Okay? Presume that this is all true. I've yet to hear from anyone why what Trump did is worse than what Hillary did. Okay? Hillary, FBI came out, said they were clearing her. They were not going to charge her with crimes. Hillary's documents were on email, on electronic server. Very much easier to hack, easier to have access, easier to distribute. These are all physical documents that theoretically would be difficult for someone to replicate and start to distribute digitally. Okay? But what in the world is going on here as it pertains to this investigation? I think it's a total sideshow. The question that I would point out and ask of all of you is, look how quickly things pivoted to January 6th, straight to the classified documents. Remember when Trump was going to get arrested for January 6th for some form of conspiracy, or for attempting to lead an insurrection, or for sedition, or whatever charges they were going to try to put forward against him? Look how quickly they pivoted to he inappropriately handled documents. Now, there are lots of discussions legally that can be had. This, to me, is now a non-story. I'm not going to talk about it very much. It seems quite clear it's a dispute over who deserved to have the right to these documents, the National Archives or President Trump. I believe Merrick Garland far overplayed his hand by authorizing this raid. I don't believe any charges are going to be brought over this particular incident. And I think the FBI, in staging this photo, has shown how transparently political their motives were. And again, I would just ask, how do you overcome the Hillary Clinton precedent? Just want you to think about that. If Hillary on her hard drive can have thousands of unsecured documents, and the government comes out, the FBI, James Comey, and says, I'm not going to prosecute Hillary Clinton for this, I don't understand how, based on that precedent, Merrick Garland or anybody, Christopher Wray, inside of the FBI, can decide to prosecute.